depressed, stressed, and it looks like I am. So we're gonna do a full coverage makeup look today, and where we step into our alter ego, and then maybe something good will happen. I don't plan to go anywhere, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna start with the foundation. The foundation I'll be using is the Dior Backstage foundation. I have it in 2WO. I already have sunscreen on, and we're just gonna kind of go all in. Life has been hard, and I know it has not just been hard for me, it has been hard for a lot of people. So if you're on the same train, welcome in. Let's talk about it. You know, there's not much you can do in life, but try your best and believe you can do the things you want to do. That's it. Blending, my favorite way to blend is to use a rubber poof to kind of just even everything out. Makeup does a good job at making me feel better because it's like meditation in a way or another. But just know it's gonna work out for us. I like to apply just, oh, that was kind of a lot more, but I like to apply a bit just to that area on the cheek again. That was kind of a lot though. You don't need to apply that much, but it's okay. I've been trying to do some hobbies. I've been trying to get back into my like routine with my stuff. I like playing the games. Has a few games I want to play, but I just have not been able to do that. You know, when you're just like stuck in a rut and you just lay there, and the whole time you're laying there, you're thinking, I really want to do this one thing, but then you just continue to lay there. Yeah, that happens to me too. This is the NARS. I have NARS concealer. I don't really use this ever, so we're gonna use it today. I don't know if it's expired, but everybody loves it, and I feel like they have to love it for a reason. I was hating on the Hourglass concealer on and off because sometimes I try it and I'd be like, this is great, and then sometimes I try it again and it was not great. So then I was kind of confused, but recently it's been great pretty consistently, so maybe it's just great. Just going to blend it as I usually do. I really want my under eyes to be nice and concealed. I picked up the Rhode blush in Candy Apple, and I have not tried it yet, but it's like perfect for summer. I think it's only a summer release. If I'm wrong, let me know. We're going to try it out. Going to use a brush here. Oh, I kind of grabbed a lot. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, but here. I kind of want to focus more on this area here. We're gonna go in with this bad boy. This is the Westman Atelier and Biscuit. Usually I do this first before the blush, but I don't think it matters. I'm gonna blend them anyway. I think what gets me motivated to do stuff, I don't know if I like that. What gets me motivated to do stuff is knowing that if I don't do something, I'm really letting myself down. And if you let yourself down, it's like you're lying to yourself. Like, I already have too many people in my life that had lied to me. Like, why would I do that to myself? You know? But sometimes it's not as easy as that sounds. Sometimes it actually is hard to do the things you want to do. I don't really like how this turned out, but you know what? We're already here. We're just gonna keep going. Because sometimes when you're doing your makeup, so things happen and you kind of have to go with it. Kind of like life. Anyway, I'm using the Hourglass Veil powder. I've started using this recently again. I just picked it up. I used to use this back a long time ago, and I wanted something that would allow some glow to come through, or like looks like some glow was coming through. And so I had to pick this up again. Oops. I think self-doubt for me is a big reason as to why I get in these ruts, and I just can't figure my way around it, you know? And I think we all have a vision for our lives, and I think it is important that we don't let life other people's lives and opinions get in the way of what we would want to see for ourselves. I'm gonna use the ethereal eyeshadow palette. I haven't used it much since I picked it up, so we're gonna try that. I grew up watching a lot of novelas, so I feel like the novelas really put me in this mindset of like, you need to have the life that you want, because that's the only solution. And I'm talking about novelas like the ones that really stood out to me, that I can visually remember myself watching it as a kid, was like Ruby and Teresa. Especially Teresa. I think Teresa was older, so I was able to kind of understand. And it really is like that, you know? You grew up in a humble household with not a lot of stuff, and your family, in order to protect you, tries to like humble you and tries to keep you like at a level that they themselves can understand and think is possible. Just learn. It's just a lot of learning and self-discovery later in life. It's never too late to do the things that you want. It's never too late to change careers if you want. Nothing's impossible if you work towards it. It can be difficult, and it's probably tears to it, but I think everything's achievable if you do it and you work for it and you try your best to improve at it. Then it should work out, you know? You have to act like you already are that person, or have what that person that you want to be has. Does that make sense? I'm going to use a little bit of this because I heard that using it in between steps, even though I'm already done pretty much, is good. But we're going to try it now. Oh, I was saying earlier, talking about that I knew I wanted big things since I was a kid, which I still haven't really figured out what that means for me, but I've always been very particular. It reminds me of that, and I feel like I've mentioned this before, like this quote in particular, which is like the Maddie from Euphoria was like, oh, Maddie knew who she was from a very young age. Like I really can relate to that. But you know, I'm an only child. It's another thing. So I grew up with a single mom, and I'm an only child. I grew up basically being babysat because my mom had to work. She didn't get child support. Growing up, I didn't get to see her a ton. And then also, my mom wasn't the most, I think maybe due to her having to be in such a masculine role her whole entire life after having me, having to work 2 jobs, having to do all this extra stuff just to help us get by, kind of really made it difficult for her to stay in her feminine energy. And I know that sounds so cliche and sounds like so red-pilled sometimes because of the context of where people usually use those terms in, but I mean genuinely, you know, when you see moms have a hard time getting ready after having kids, especially if they're so tired, you know, after having kids, it's really hard to be a mom. Like I really as an outsider, obviously, because I said I don't have children, I give you guys all the props for having kids, and you guys deserve everything because it's hard. And I can understand why it's so hard to even want to get ready. Like, girl, I come home from work and I'm so tired. If someone asks me, you want to go here after work? Hell no, I don't want to go there. Like, I want to go to sleep. So I can only imagine having kids, having to come home, and then they're like, oh, you wanting to go to dinner or like get ready to go somewhere. Like, no, nobody wants to do that if they're tired. So I can definitely say that was the case for my mom. Okay, we're gonna set the under eyes a little bit more with the Infallible powder. This is a Blurfection powder, one of my favorites, and it's a big favorite for a lot of people. I just know this tiny poof is tired. I need to wash it. Anyway, I know that really affected how she managed to like get ready and stuff. Maybe we would just get ready for church, but I've always been very like girly, I guess you can say. Since I was a kid, we used to go to like those little swap meets, And they had those little girl sets that had like a skirt and a top. Oh my god, I used to love those. And that's how I've been. I would get the little kids that had like fake nails. I used to glue on fake nails with super glue from the indoor swap meet. And I used to do it myself. I used to get glue all over my fingers. They'd be getting stuck. But I used to do that. Those little rings I used to attach to your fingers. I used to do that. Was just who I was. The little princess slippers that you would buy. They were the cheap ones. They were the knockoffs because we couldn't afford the real ones. But they were the plastic clackety ones that had a heel at the end. And they were plastic. So I'd be walking all sideways. But there I was. I've just always been like that. I've always been into makeup. I wanted to do my nails. I wanted to do my makeup. But I wasn't allowed to until like I was in cheer in high school. And I had to do my makeup for cheer. But other than that, like I couldn't. So I feel like now at my big grown age, I'm still learning about myself. And that's okay. We can do that. Okay, we're allowed to get to know ourselves. It's okay. I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Fair finish. Number 1. But just on top. We're using these two here. This is from the Ambient palette, the first one. I want all of them, but they're expensive. So, whatever. Okay. I just like to add that on top though. Hourglass literally has some of the best products. And then we're going to use Mood Exposure. I love this blush. It's my favorite blush. And we're just going to go in with the brush here and add it here. That is my goal, is to kind of really figure myself out. And I don't think that ever ends, honestly. We're always trying to figure out who we are, what we need to do in our lives. We're gonna use this combo here. This is the Kiko in color 21, and then this is Catrice Fairy Tale Filter 20. So we'll start with the 21. Full glam look. Not really have a name for it. It's just something that I would do if I was going out. I don't usually wear strip lashes, so if they just look a little wonky again, just ignore it. I have to get used to them again. It's just hard because these lashes have a very thick band, so if you're looking to try them, just beware. The band is a little bit thick. But if you're used to using them, then it shouldn't be a big deal. But anyway, I feel a lot better. No, I do. I feel like it helps me relax. It helps me de-stress, and I can move on to the next task because I feel like getting ready really helps you like get ready for the day. Although the day is almost over, it is 4:54. But you know, there's so many things I want to do, so maybe this just helped me get started, and we can continue to do important tasks for the rest of the day. But thank you so much for hanging out. I hope this was helpful, and if you have anything to add or you're also struggling, let me know in the comments what we can talk about or what I should do next, or if you can relate and doing your makeup helps you kind of relax. I know that watching cleaning videos also helps people relax. It can help me at times just to kind of put it in the background. If you want to see my disaster of a room and we clean it up together, we can definitely do that. But thank you so much for watching. I will be back with another video next week, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.